So we're going to start with the 5. See, it says potentially active solar system in null security space. So one more time, just confirm that your safety is yellow.
It's yellow.
Wolf. Can I get a thumbs up in fleet? Yep. Okay, yeah, but...
Yeah, but. There's no but.
I don't know.
Snooze, you lose.
Oh, we have an extra person in here. Oh, no, yeah, okay. I don't have no filament. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. We're going in 3, 2, 1. I have no idea what this is going to do. Did it work? I hope it worked. Did it work? Did it work? I got pulled through.
I'm being pulled through.
Oh, cool. Pyrophobic, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole. This is a rabbit hole. Oh, that was a cool little effect.
This is a rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
It's active. That's all right. There's people here.
Yep.
So first thing we want to do is we want to establish like who those people are. So let's go ahead and descan 360 degrees. We've got cargo containers. We've got none of them on descan, but there is core scanner probes already out. So there's an explorer here.
All right.
And we're in Horde. Oh, let me turn off my OPSEC. There we go. So we are in Horde territory in RFGW TAC V, Germinant. All right. Well, I mean, if there's already core scanner probes out here, there's a chance that we could actually just probe down the same thing as them. So I'm going to send out probes.
All right. I'm just super excited.
I am too. I have no idea what's going to happen. That's like the best. And everybody gets to see like me scan things. It'll be great. What is all these? Oh, yeah, that's right. I haven't been to like an active nullsec system with a ton of anomalies to scan in a long time. This is like a real, like this is a full-on system. Like this is what is this?
Yeah.
It's oh Jesus, it's AD, it's a military index 5. So this is a ratting system. We just freaked everybody out. That's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. On stream.
You might want to keep an eye out for combat probes while I do this too, because that's the next step. Oh, it's a wormhole. I still want to scan it down because that might be like a path out of here or something. Might be good to establish that if we can get away with it. Oh my God, let's get these anomalies out of here. So there's actually 3 SIGs total. Wormhole?
So I see a lot of probe.
Yeah, there's at least 2 sets of combat or normal core probes.
Yeah.
Wolf, are you wanting to hop in comms? Or are you like going to go find some fun and die and lose your ship? Okay. That boop boop means that I was too tight on that scan, so I can broaden out. Now, one of the things I could do is notice that this thing is very far from this other Celestials, and so pull in tight, because, yep, there it is. Lexus it. Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole, Steve Online. You know, given scatter, especially in like the earlier scans, it can be way off from where it is, but almost all SIGs are within 8 AU of a Celestial. So if you see like a planet and it's like way away, you can actually put the probes like halfway between the two and keep them a little bit tighter, and chances are you'll get it anyways. Oh, combat site. That's nowhere close to what we need right now.
process.
Okay, Wolf. If you are in Discord, I would be able to. I'm able to pull you down if you want. So this is actually a good one. I mean, I assume that you know how to probe, but
Yeah.
this is called an echo. This only happens when not all of your probes lock on it, and one of the echoes will always be in a place that's like too close and too tight to be the proper place for the echo. So of the two, the one that's further away is almost always the correct answer. Punch Gamers, Puncher Gaming 52. Glorification of the fit, mortification of the unfit. You are glorified. Thank you so much for your raid. Welcome, welcome to you and your guests, your viewers. We are in Nullsec right now, trying to do exploration and not die. 2 combat sites, I think. Wait, no, this is a data site. Okay. So I'm going to warp us to the data site. What I do when I find a new site is I'll warp to within 100. And now this is actually the trick that I've been taught recently, which is that, so you know how far it is. It's going to be 12 AU away. Oh, did I not warp you?
Yeah, I'm warping.
Oh, okay, good. You start to save a bookmark. You have it expire, you know, whatever, in 2 days or whatever. And right as you're landing on grid, like when you first start to see things, you save it, and that creates your pounce for you. Okay. If you didn't get it done, that's fine. I just did it, and so I'll warp and then, you know, get it. But,
yeah, I didn't do it. I was just.
Yeah, I think Grendel showed me that. I think it was Grendel. And it was just one step even better than what I'm used to, because I'm used to actually burning out and to the pounce. But I like to do a pounce because that way, 2 things. One, not traveling between the cans is very, very handy. It makes you not predictable, and the one thing that, you know, one of your major tools as an explorer is avoiding predictability, right? If they can watch you burning between the cans, then they can be hunting you. And likewise, if somebody comes into your site, and I'm going to intentionally kind of be dirky about this so that way you can come and help me if anything goes wrong.
So should I not be bouncing back and forth?
You can if you want. It doesn't really matter right now. But my point is that if you see somebody kind of probing their way in or whatever, you can become the hunter and just sit there and watch from the pounce, and then where you can watch to see where they're going, and then you know, be there first.
Yeah, and hunt them.
Because it takes that cloaking delay. But actually, what I usually do is I'll wait till they start on like the 3rd or 4th can, and then I'll wait, you know, 5 or 10 seconds, because that's just about enough time for people to really start to get lax, and then I'll pounce.
Yeah.
Hey, Melody. Yeah, I'm flying the Christmas Astero, which I'm so glad they fixed the bug on that. You know, that's actually another thing I want to give CCP credit for. Like, you know, one of the things I picked up from the Vegas and talking to you guys is that do not err on the side of reporting too much. Like, CCP would rather them be flooded with bug reports and bad behavior reports than not have them at all, right? So if something doesn't look right, either a player or a thing, you know, report it. If you see something, say something, right? And I've been trying to be, you know, epitomizing that myself. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, let me take a video of it, and I'll put it into a GIF, and, you know, send it to as a bug report, and, you know, mark it correctly and all that stuff. And literally like 3 days later, it got fixed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like, one thing though, like, a couple of 4 months ago or something, we started doing this. We started doing experiments with live chat on like sign-up pages and things like that. And we've actually been like, and also, live chat in like rookie help and just kind of reaching out to new players.
Right.
And we've actually learned so much because new players don't file bug reports, so we don't know about all the issues in game. It's impossible to know about all the issues.
Right. And that goes back to you watching so many, casts or whatever, is because it's important because your own experience, but at the same time, like that's only so useful. That's not going to solve our problem. No. And this is what I explain to people too, is like the problem with the tutorial isn't even necessarily what we teach and what we don't teach. The problem with our tutorial is that we need to put bumpers around the tutorial. It needs to we need to identify where people are making mistakes, and then have the system identify that and be like, hey, it looks like you're, if the person hasn't successfully webbed the rat for 10 minutes and that's the goal of the mission, maybe we should be like, hey, this is taking you a little while. Have you webbed him yet?
And it's also like it also kind of. I mean, we've been doing tutorials for Eve for 16 and a half years. And we've tried a lot of different things, and it's super interesting because you definitely need kind of the first few minutes are super important, and it needs to be something real, something that really holds your hand. But like going forward, you need to kind of start quite heavy-handed on tutorial stuff.
Right.
But as you progress, you have to start to kind of allow for more kind of what we call direction. Basically, just pointing you to things that you can do. But the tutorial, in all honesty, really never ends. I mean, at some point, we kind of hand it over to corporations and other players to teach each other. But I mean, you have to learn to fly a Titan the first time you fly a Titan.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing outside of Eve that prepares you for Eve, and there's nothing sub-capital that truly prepares you for capital. That's true.
Yeah, definitely not. And also when you go up a ship class, I mean, it's always a shock the first time you go up a ship class, and it's just how do I even maneuver this thing?
I'm going to catch up on my things. CCP Oracle and Manlet, thank you for following me. Welcome. Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole to EVE Online. And LOTR Lore, thank you for your subscription. Welcome. You now get to have all of the emotes for the important events going on in EVE Online's lore. So SOE, SOCT, Concord, Thucker, and more, including all three of the Triglavian clades, the subgroups of the current Triglavian menace. Let us celebrate another wonderful sub by Show Me Your Clades. Gonna get killed one of these days. If all goes well, we'll get killed. I can't believe they haven't come here yet. Well, they've probed it down, or they have to have probed it down. Barbara and Nicole, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole, which is EVE Online. Come on, where's the hordlings? I know there's hordlings in the stream right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm getting DM'd on Twitter. So.
I'm just gonna receive a screenshot of like a guy 5 kilometers from me and be like, wave.
Yeah. Who is gonna claim my first PvP kill mail? It's so exciting.
If anybody has any comments like, you're not doing this right, you should be cloaked, why aren't you checking DScan? That's the point.jpg. He's supposed to be keeping me protected. I'm being the silly explorer with my tush out, getting us the fat loots. All right, this side is done.
All right.
Now we open up our map. Let's see. And we can open up our main map. So I like the F11 map. A lot of people don't use that one, but I like it because it helps put you into context really well.
Yeah.
And then here we're going to look for... I really want to look for places where there isn't people, honestly. Like that's my goal isn't to be in the most active system. Your guys' goal Let's see. No, that's personal. Where is statistics? There it is. Average pilots in space in the last 30 minutes. Okay, we just happen to be in the hot system. So let's go ahead. Nope. Nope. Gosh darn it. Yeah. Now we're gonna see if we can move around in here. All right.
I'm jumping your way.
I've linked the Dustone fleet. Fleet outnumbers locals at the moment. Yeah, but I mean, like, dude, if you came into Malro space by this point, we would have like 40 people on you. Like, come on. I'm just kidding. Malro doesn't have space. That's how I can claim these things. You have to be an alliance to have space. Maybe one day. Somebody actually asked me. It's kind of a little bit mean, but somebody once asked me, you know, when is Malro going to take SOP? And I said when I find SOP worth taking. But I mean, that's just not my playstyle. I'm very. Come on, man. You know, I love faction warfare. I'm not biased for faction warfare because I play it. I play it because after analyzing Eve, I decided that faction warfare is like the best place for that kind of, you know, action-y environment that I was looking for, and the place to maximize like new players' ability to engage with different systems, including PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I should have brought snowballs. Oh. I could have thrown snowballs at people while everybody else. I guess I can't probe and snowball and cloak. I could have not brought cloak. That might have driven the point home. All right, I'm jumping through.
Jumping through? I'm jumping through.
Oh, Pandemic Horde doesn't drop supers in Germinate. I mean, if we get supers dropped on us in like a probing site, that'll be pretty awesome, actually. I should have sucked in my probes and reloaded before we jumped, but whatever. I'm not trying to demonstrate the right way to do this. That much is clear.
No, it's the fun way.
Yeah. It is most explicitly not the right way to play this. I cannot wait to see what this star looks like, by the way. I am actually curious, though. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell me right now, but what is this ship going to look like the rest of the year? You know?
Sorry?
This skin, the Yule skin? What's it going to look like the rest of the year?
So it's obviously counting down days to something special.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But it only counts down the days, like, you know, before Christmas. So.
Right. But then it gets the star. I assume that that's not. I assume that the star isn't lit the whole rest of the year, right?
We have to wait and see.
Okay. So that
at least we have to go. We have to like, you know, come in at Christmas and see the beautiful Christmas stuff.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll accept that answer.
All right. Are we seeing something?
There is a SIG. I'm scanning down real quick. It is a combat site. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, let's just.
I cannot warp fleet from the route menu. That's interesting. Radial menu. I love it. Like no joke. If I'm teaching a new person, every new person, the first thing I recommend people do outside of the whole like buddy code thing is to hit escape, go into general settings, go to open radial menu with, and change it to anything else besides left mouse button. Because if it's on your left mouse button, then it only is an annoyance that pops up when when you don't want it to. But when you move it to the right mouse button, you're already using the right mouse button to interact with something. So when it pops up, it's the correct answer. And the thing that drove me to do that was the drone window. Trying to drag drones outside.
Yeah, drag drones, yeah.
And it popping up the radial just killed me.
Yeah. The radial still needs, you know, a little bit of love.
It's true. I mean, like, everything could always use another pass, probably, but like,
Yeah.
I think that it's greatly underestimated because, and this goes back to kind of what we were talking about earlier, is that there's a lot of things in Eve that's actually really great. It's just not properly presented or communicated, and that's it.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, the right-click menu has
My drones
a
aren't
lot of
grouped.
options.
Oh my god.
It's impossible to like to throw them all in into radial menu, all the options, the right-click options.
Right. But, yeah. Oh yeah. And I don't think that that's necessary. Actually, the fact that there's consistency for me. Oh wait, hold on. There's a sig now. Did that just appear? Or did I just go crazy? Did I just have a stroke?
I'm still here.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not 100% convinced that you're not like a figment of my imagination though, so.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Fight clubbing it, you know. I warped us. Yeah. As soon as I decided that we were not going to leave because I had something to probe down. Only thing that radial is good for is... Dude, the radial menu saved my life more often, like so often, because you can radial menu way faster than you can right-click menu. Like,
yeah,
it's just...
Definitely.
You're not going to convince me otherwise. The fact that I can just go boop, boop, and be done. Like, so many times I've jumped through with somebody and gotten away simply because I don't have a delay to my action and they do.
Yeah, and I think like what I like about the radial menu is kind of, I use it a lot in the space scene. I kind of use the right click in the overview and radial menu in the space scene.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly. I want to deal with that thing. Yeah. Although I actually use the radial a lot in the overview too, to be honest. I actually like the fact that the radial menu pops up in so many different places. Because again, it's about consistency, right? It's about knowing how to interact with it all the time, no matter what.
Yeah.
The other thing that the radial menu does is it allows you to set the range of things. So like you can actually set orbit distance by going further away. Mm-hmm. You can set keep range distance by going further away, which that information is stored on a per ship class basis, last I checked, right? So like cruisers, frigates, etc., which is, in my opinion, not enough granularity. And so I pretty much just ignore the defaults and use radial to set my distances.
But I mean, that's part of the reason why it needs, like one of the reasons why it needs more love. It's just these kind of active testing, active development, you know, as the game kind of progresses, some of these features have kind of, you know, they still reek of the kind of place and time they were created in.
Sure. I use hotkeys for everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hotkeys are like usually number one. But the problem with hotkeys that I find is that there is sometimes too high of a failure rate. If you happen to be, if your cursor happens to be in a box or something like that, where it changes the way it interprets the input at all, then it doesn't work. But if you right click and hold on something, you can pretty darn expect what's going to happen next.
Yeah. And my beef, like the problem I have with hotkeys is like it just, I don't know. My StarCraft days just forced me to like bash the keys so hard. So yeah, I usually end up like turning modules on and off like 7 times.
Which reminds me, that's one of those things. That's one of my. I presented to you my list of like curated suggestions, and that was one of them. That is the one that I've held on to as like my dream, because I know that there has to be like huge technical feasibility issues involving it. But if we could get away to cancel red cycle, dreads and trig everywhere will just fucking love you. Because there's been so many times where I've accidentally red cycled and it's just like doom coming towards you.
Yeah. But I mean, what's the fun of that if you can cancel it? Like, you know, you should just be better at the game.
I don't disagree, but I like to feel like I'm in control of my ship. That it's responding to the inputs in the way that I would like it to. And I know that you were like just joking around about it. I decided to give you a serious answer.
You know, you gotta troll a tiny bit. So where are all the Horde guys? Like,
I don't know, man. I was expecting. I mean, we are off our jump timer, man. Like,
oh yeah, I mean we're just kind of.
We could jump again.
I'm at like 0.0 meters a second right here.
You didn't get a key? Did Johnny, I DM'd it to you in Twitch. Like, I'm looking at it right now. I can send it to you again. Or are you saying it didn't work? What if you could cancel Red Cycle, but there was a chance that the module would melt instantly? God damn it. Are you trying to get back at me for my... so I've said that one of the things I want to see for Titans, I have 2 suggestions for Titans. One, I'd like to see Titans reworked as being more of a Dread command ship fax combo. So that way they kind of... The key is that you now have to be a master of all of the systems at one time if you want to maximize the value of your Dread or of your Titan, right? And also it automatically makes it so that having more Dreads or Titans after a certain point makes them increasingly less worth the money, because once you get past the really powerful boost that the Dread gets or the Titan gets, now they're really just you're just bringing a Titan or God damn it, a Dread and a fax at the same time. Right, and at a certain point, like, it might just be useful to just bring more Dreads or something like that, right? Either way, my other suggestion, my more brutal suggestion, is that I want there to be like almost like a Dance Dance Revolution or some sort of skill-based, the fishing game from Stardew Valley. Kind of like hold things in line where you have to like manage your resources as you're spooling up your Doomsday. Jesus, what the fuck is this thing? And that way, when it goes off, like if you do it well, it'll do more damage. But if you do it wrong, it could cause problems. And if you get it, to like that, I'm going to crit with it and then fuck it up, it actually causes your system to go into critical and could risk actually just straight up blowing your ship up if you fuck it up.
So you have those kind of classic kind of the classic balance right left balance games where you try to kind of keep it in the center.
Yep. Or, well, either that, I mean, like, what the actual game itself almost doesn't matter. Like, the other one I was thinking, like, having 3 different things, it's like, oh, you have to cool off, you have to vent up, you have to charge up, like, you have to manage the multiple bars. Have you ever played, not Majesty. You swipe left and right. Reigns, Your Majesty. It simply just gives you a series of decisions, and you swipe left or right in order to make the decisions. You're the king, right? Okay. And the key is that you have these different bars. It's got military, people, faith, the church, all the different things that you have to keep in balance. And the key is that if any of those things get to the bottom, like to zero out, or to the top, you die.
Oh, okay.
So if any one of the forces either becomes too big of a problem or gains too much power, they take you out. And so it's this balancing game where you have to sacrifice. It's like, oh, I have to sacrifice some of my money to appease the military. And now I got to, so that kind of like multiple resources being juggled together gameplay would probably be my ideal world. But again, I stand by the fact that what you guys said, where the Titan gameplay, in my opinion, should be, especially if it's going to be the most rewarding gameplay, if it is going to be the thing that people tend towards instead of just being the asset that that alliances want to nestle away, if it's going to be the thing that people expect to use when they get to the end of the path, it needs to be the final test. It needs to be the most complicated part of the gameplay. You've taken once you've mastered everything else, now you can take on the challenge of the Titan. Not something you skill into to avoid dealing with the challenges that all of the other ships have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's super interesting. I mean, I remember when I started playing Eve, like Titans were definitely a goal, or bigger the better. But
well, it's interesting because when I started playing, that was literally what we were told, was that bigger isn't better. Don't fly what you can't afford to lose. Bigger isn't better. More expensive isn't better.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, like you look at it like, oh yeah, like it's the Terminator. It's the ultimate, like, I want to get there.
Correct. Yes. No. Yeah. It definitely is like, it is the easy jewel for somebody who's external to the game to think of as their long-term reward. And I think that part of the problem is that because of the philosophy of Eve players and the way that we think of the game, it actually becomes considered to be an early step in the same sort of way of like talking about leveling up, right? Like that's cap level at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know, so that's the part that ends up being less healthy. Oh God, do I have enough for this? I think I do, yeah. That was Sigmund25. Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole, Eve Online. I almost failed the hack. So, if anything, this demonstrates the fact that these filaments have a totally different value that a lot of people don't realize, which is that if you're an explorer, or if you're interested in trying out exploration, you want a wormhole to Nullsec. This is your free wormhole to Nullsec. Johnny Boy, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole, Eve Online. Battle Titan should be super complicated. Asset Titan should be simple and still an option. I'm okay with that idea. I am on a lot of geometry that I don't want to be on. How many points to force CCP Burger to listen to my ideas? I mean, he's here, man. The key is CCP is listening, man. Like it's all about how well you can structure your feedback. Yeah. When I came to him the first time, I didn't come to him saying like, "Oh my God, let me tell you about my favorite part about the game and everything you're doing wrong." It was or tell you what your intents are. It was like, here, I've sat down and distilled my feedback into my top 5 suggestions, and I want to go through this list with you right now.
and I remember that conversation because the thing that I told you is like, okay, these are suggestions, but like break down the problem, like the issues for me.
Right.
Like, what are the issues that you're dealing with? And that's, in many ways, it's actually more helpful rather than kind of listening to solutions, because
that's true.
If I don't understand the issue, then the solution, like, I don't have the same context as you when you go and dive into the thing that you're kind of suggesting.
Correct.
So kind of forming the problem is super, super, super valuable, because that kind of allows us to get into the mind space that you're in.
Correct. Yeah, totally.
And then, it becomes much easier because usually the first idea, the first solution is usually, not the one that you will end up going with. I mean, you throw it out to kind of start the conversation, then we poke holes until end of days.
I'm so glad you say that. So even when I play D&D, I often kind of become the leader of the party or whatever, because, if you're not stepping back, then you're stepping forward. And so like I'd start the conversation about it. Like, we have the puzzle, and it's like, okay, just a reminder, the first idea is always bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, we go into this conversation understanding that the first idea, the idea that I'm about to tell you, it is bad. So we are not done until we understand why this idea is bad and how to make it better. Like, that is the assumption that we go into the conversation with. But the other thing about that is, like, you're absolutely right. Like, ultimately, as a game designer, you're looking to create an experience for that player. And often that experience is 2 or 3 steps down the road, right? So just because something is uncomfortable or not great doesn't always mean it's actually a design problem. It could be setting you up for the FIRA or other accomplishment, or, the reward of dealing with this problem. Also, in Eve in particular, every person's inconvenience is another person's marketing, financial opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Somebody wants to do it, and somebody wants to be paid to do it. And so it's always best to take things one step further. It's not enough to just say, I don't like X. Really think about, like, what is happening right now in this, with this, what is my expectation? What is my experience? And why do those two things make me not happy? Not just that they are unhappy, but why? What about these things really is happening? And that helps get past the idea, because the miscommunication goes both ways. You might falsely assume why we're suggesting a certain thing, and we might falsely assume why something is the way it is.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, like, there is also a lot of, like, I mean, sometimes, we call it kind of eating your vegetables. Like, sometimes we need to do things that are not as popular, but it's for a greater purpose oftentimes. Anything interesting? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We are at time. So we could actually look for a way home if you want, and then give away skins if nobody comes and kills us.
Yeah, I think we should, like, let's give out skins, and let's find someone to annihilate.
Well, I'm not as good at that.
Well, I mean, if I want
to find somebody to annihilate, I go to Black Rice. I just realized there's no. Well. There is, like, I mean, this thing, there could be somebody here. There isn't, though.
I don't see anyone here.
There's Anna, but they're not on D-scan. Chances are they saw us come in, or at this point we've been reported, so they're either going to come and kill us or they're not, right? Like,
we've definitely been reported.
Anybody. If we catch something right now, it's because they are, like, in the other room making themselves a sandwich or something.
They are like super excited.
All right, and there is going to be one more giveaway. I'm actually going to restart it right now, just so that we don't have the problems that we've had before, where, like, a whole bunch of people are, like, not here. Oh, good, 3 signatures. Hopefully one of these is a wormhole. Let's just stay on the gate while we're here. Whatever. Whatever. We plunder, apparently, Nullsec, and you plunder my skin collection. Sorry, his skin collection. Exclamation point plunder for your chance to win. We are going to be doing all 3 skins, so, how are we going to do this? Should we give the best? How should we give them away? Do we want to give the first person first choice, or do we want to work our way through it, like Rada?
Let's work our way through it.
Okay,
let's start with
got it.
The Caracal and work our way up.
Got it. Sweet. I go back and forth on that one because, on the one hand, you want to reward those early dudes, but at the same what?
But that takes the excitement away.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also want to build up. Right.
Yeah, you want to build up. Yeah,
so you gotta mix it up. So most of the time, I actually I let the person pick first, like I did earlier. So this makes sense that now the first person gets the best one. I like it.
Okay.
So that actually reminds me. Do you wanna talk about how much of a success the reintroduction of gambling into EVE Online has gone?
I've been losing a lot of money on my main, but I'm also, like, I mean, we were talking a little bit about this before the stream. Like, I have my master's degree in architecture, and I did a lot of communication design and graphic design. So this has just tickled all my kind of graphic design nerdy parts. So I've been, like, doing a lot of experiments with, like, kind of what things grab people's attention and, like, what things sell better than others, bright skins and stuff like that.
That's an interesting thing about this. Yeah, I had not thought about this at all, and I've talked to so many people about this. So you focus on how catchy, how not even because we think about it as like, oh, this is strong, therefore people are going to want it. But you're going for, like, people have never seen this item before because they don't know that it exists, and now they're seeing it and they're going, oh, and they're going for it. And that means a whole different level of things have value that's that's more than you would expect, because like the normal things have become kind of standardized. Like we know the value of a golem now on the hypernet as well as in the real world.
There is a power to the shock. Like I've actually sold like meat popsicles, and I've sold exotic dances, and just like nonsense stuff like that. Because when you see a meat popsicle, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and you know, nobody's going to go through the list of all of the old collectible items in Eve and be like, oh, I want to check out what these are. Like only if somebody like me brings one up. Or is anyone even going to know that they're there? But if you hit refresh and it's right there, like it's just as prominent as a Nikki Tursa or anything else, and you're like, wait, what does this mean? Siege of Uli? I don't understand. And then you read it and you're like, oh man, like
I mean, I sold the Max Armata for like way too much money because people are like, wait, a skill book I don't have, and then like,
oh god,
what is this?
That's awesome. There's an unknown wormhole, so of course we're warping to 0.
Definitely.
The other two are combat sites.
I mean, and I think there's also like I've all the psychology around prices and like staying in the green, or like versus finding like a beautiful number and like being under certain numbers, or like you want to be in the 1, 2, 3s, not the 4, 5, 6s, because there's all this kind of psychology around sales. I've just been like nerding out over it, but in general, like it's been really successful. People really love it, and we've had a lot of people like almost babysitting it and making sure that the notes don't go too hot because of popularity.
Dangerous unknown parts of space. Even better. This is going to be our path to HiSec. I promise you.
Oh.
Jump wormhole.
Jump wormhole?
Hell yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yep. Dangerous unknown. So what? C4, C3, C4 or C4, C5? Uh-oh. One of the two. So the first thing I do is I look up the place, then I bookmark the hole out. Although, I mean, we're not going back out that way, hopefully. D-scan 160 degrees. We have a Fortizar here. That's
nice. Friendly?
Somebody lives here. Oh, no. Yeah, no.
They're always friendly.
Oh, yeah. Welcoming crew.
Definitely.
Sure.
Yes. Fortis and Astrahus.
All right. I'm going to... And then once again, so like I warp to a Celestial, and then halfway to that warp, I pick one that's far away. Cyberwolf coming in with 2 months of his subscription in a row. Thank you so much, Cyberwolf. It has been fun to hang out with you for this time. I didn't even realize it must have been more than 2 months, but thank you for your continued loyalty and your support and the gifted subs that you've done. Let's celebrate Cyberwolf's continued presence in our group by showing me your clades. So I get that safe halfway between the warp. And this is actually really important. A lot of people don't like the fact that alphas don't get cloaks, right?
Yeah.
I actually think it's really important and really good that alphas don't get cloaks. Because it forces them to go in there and learn the reality of the situation. You should use what I call a disposability cloak, which means if you're an alpha, your ship should cost less than $1 million ISK until you know what you're doing. Because you should be going out there, and once again, you should always be putting yourself in a position where you can die, because you want to know what can kill you, what can really kill you, not what everybody's going to scare you about. Yes, there's always a cloaky Proteus. That's a great policy. But how often is there really a cloaky Proteus? How do you protect yourself from it? What are the signs of it happening? These are not things that you learn until you're in there doing it. And if you're not cloaked, chances are it'll happen faster and more frequently. And if you're cheap, then you'll learn better. And then once you get your cloak, it's like gaining a superpower.
Yeah.
You're like, now everything's cake. Now that you've already learned to all of the other skills that are required to remain agile and unpredictable, and everything that you need to be an explorer. I like to liken various playstyles to places in the ecology. Explorers are rabbits.
Yeah.
They're prey creatures that rely on speed and hiding as a way of surviving against predators.
But how do you feel like kind of the state of exploration as a playstyle? I mean, I feel that exploration is like one of those key sci-fi. I mean, like the sci-fi we're brought up with is so much built on the idea of exploration. And like, how do you feel like, does Eve live up to it, or is Eve just like fully explored?
I would say that it's getting close to time for CCP to come up with some new exploration sites.
Yeah.
The sleeper sites are good. With the Triglavian invasion becoming more and more, it'd be nice for that to manifest as a new exploration event, or an opportunity for that. Just because it is fun, but the problem is that there's a lot of people, even the most difficult sleeper caches are now kind of processed. So
they're known.
It'd also be interesting if there was even like a nod towards like doubling down or like going back to some of the old promises, like putting in something new into a ghost site, for example. Like kind of continue a little bit, because there's a huge hook in the story right there, and anything you do to a ghost site would have profound ramifications of our understanding of things. Tempest Data coming in with his sub. Why isn't that in the recording? Here we go. 7 months of continuous subscriptions. Thank you so much for your continued loyalty. Getting pretty close to me having to make more of those little badges, which is great. I love that. Thank you. Let's celebrate by showing us your clades.
Clades.
So the most ominous thing that came from Vegas was Exxon Fang asked in the roundtable with Paradox and Rise, hey, will with this join or betray or whatever, stay or betray, are we going to be given the opportunity to select a specific clade to be part of? And instead of giving us a yes or no answer, Paradox simply said, have you guys figured out what the clades represent yet?
that has sent some people down a massive rabbit hole.
Wow.
Great rabbit holes.
Me included, because it's like, oh, now I have to read Flat World and what is the other one? The Three Body Problem and all of these other things that are like, I have learned more about Slavic religion and history and whatnot than I've learned about actual like EVE Online lore. So in the last 4 months trying to figure out the Triglavians. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, it's so great. I love and this is part of the thing that I love about the community. It's like I always like bring up this example, like when we did product discovery for the first time and we worked with the human protein atlas in Sweden. Like they were like, we're not sure, like, if it's gonna work, but it's a fun exercise and let's try it out. It's probably gonna take like 3 to 6 months for the community to like figure out what we have. It took the EVE community 3 weeks to like completely reach consensus. Not only that, but like the traffic to their like archived for the articles just like quadrupled. Like they were like space nerds diving deep into like hardcore like protein science journalist stuff, and when they showed up for FanFest, when they showed up for player events later that year, players were like asking them really hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
So, I love when like people just kind of go all in, because I mean, I lose so many nights because of Wikipedia.
Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole at EVE Online. Yeah, no, actually, I loved that partnership because like I even got to like hang out with some of them, at least like talk. I met a few of them at Vegas. And then I coordinated with some of them on Twitter and stuff like that. And man, there were like the people that were part of the Human Protein Atlas, and the guy whose name is eluding me, which ended up being like, I guess, a temp that basically built the whole thing.
Yep.
Like
the Wonder Boy, who's now working with us.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
He's working here.
Awesome. Oh, good. I wasn't for sure, and that is wonderful news because yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I loved talking to him and working with him with that, and then yeah, he informed me that he was I guess originally a temp, and I was like, uh-oh, and he's like, yeah, I'm not sure, and I was like, well, we'll see, and
yeah, no, he was a student at Reykjavik University. We had like couple of students. We were working with Reykjavik University when we did the original product discovery, and like so many fantastic guys and girls that came through that program, and I've actually a lot of them have joined us.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Really cool, so cool. So is no one really gonna comment like hunt us down?
Well, luckily.
What is this corporation I've joined?
well, I mean, they respect us so much that they didn't want to come and ruin. And actually, like that's total troll. But one of the things I've been surprised, the thing that surprised me the most since starting streaming is actually how cool everyone has been.
Yeah.
Right? Like I haven't had excessive stream sniping. I haven't. And like I had my birthday party. And we streamed it, and we were doing some bashes in the Nullsec system next to us. And like Pen is Out dropped us because of course they did. It actually turned out that they were the ones that helped ref it, and my intel was bad. So he got yelled at. But either way, but like even after they dropped, they were still totally cool about it, right? Like they're, I just swapped out to a cloaking ship, and we, some of our dudes kind of darted in and tried to like get on the kill mail and stuff, and then they would try to swat them, but like we were kind of playing a game about it. And then Goon Swarm showed up, and they tried to drop, Pen is Out, and all this stuff. But everyone remained in good sport. Everyone wished me a happy birthday, and the most incredible thing is that for 3 hours I watched this because we went through 3 different structures, and or maybe 2 hours. And I was cloaked in an Astero in a public fleet, and no one warped and decloaked me to ruin the day. I was shocked. So, I mean, like, the thing I've learned is that, yes, the EVE community can, like, EVE allows terrible behavior. Yeah. But don't assume that is the default behavior either. That especially I like to think that it has something to do with the kind of stream that I give, and like the fact that I try to represent EVE in as holistic of a way, and therefore I'm not like a Care Bear that they're trying to break out of that mold. So I'd like to think that it's at least somewhat respect, but who knows. But yeah, what I found is that in general, like with the Jita thing, undocking from Jita, like everybody predicted that you would just be immediately sniped as soon as you got out. I was pretty sure that there was a good chance that it was going to work out.
Yeah.
Unknown. All right.
Should we do it?
Yeah. No. I'm. We're going to go between. There's 4 of these wormholes, so I'm going to go check which one is the. And I also don't remember which one is the one we came out, so we got to check them all to see which one is the best one to go in. And Liz is reminding me that I need to let you go and give away these last 3 skins. So, exclamation point Plunder. I'll get him out. If not, I'm just gonna turn on him and shoot him myself. So that'll be fun. I have a Ferox here to help. It's wormhole space. That's God, dangerous unknown. Okay.
The power they would have.
I mean, these are my favorite words: dangerous and unknown. Like I've had so many great nights where that were the last 2 things I remember.
Spar, thank you for joining me on the rabbit hole to see him online. No, it's great. Unless I'm trying to wrap up the stream, unless you want me to abandon you in like C6 land. Oh no, that's deadly.
that means. I mean, I have a Filliment to nowhere.
Oh yeah. So. Okay. Yeah, you can just teleport your way out of here. Awesome. Dangerous unknown. Uh-oh. We might have to. Oh dear. Hold on. No more gold tags to buy in system. I don't know. I didn't know once I used the tag it would be gone. Now I can't complete it. Ooh. Complete what? Isn't there? I think there's another streamer that has some pretty good tinfoil hat emotes. What am I doing? That is not. Come Come on. Null security space. That's the way out that we came in. All right. Well, awesome. Well, so the secret here is that the closer you go, like the lower the C class, the more likely it has a connection to high security space. Because like C4 is generally linked to C4s.
Yeah.
So I think that there is a lower class that we can jump into. So hopefully we'll find a way out that way. Or I could just shoot you.
Or you can. Wait, are you gonna take my first like PvP kill, Mail?
I mean, we could 1v1 at the sun at this point. I'm in a Nacero. We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, that's the wormhole that disappeared. Awesome. I think we might just 1v1 at the sun, unless you want to go at least 2 more jumps.
Let's do a jump. Let's see if we run into someone fun.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll duel it out till death.
All right, sounds good.
We'll use everything my master has taught me.
Which is thankfully not a lot. C4s
well,
are the
really
fastest way back to high sec?
it.
Okay, well then. Oh, this is a C5. Okay, fair enough. As an EVE noob, I've seen countless examples of EVE players trying to blame the game for their actions. There's no action that the game makes you perform. Players choose to act. Yeah, no, the thing is that when somebody's blaming the game, it means that they're not learning their lesson. Their lesson may be, don't do that because it's too risky because the game breaks if you do that. But whatever it is, you need to learn your lesson. All right, dangerous unknown. Go ahead and jump through.
Jump through?
Oh. No, this is K162, so this one actually might end up being okay.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I blame the game often when I lose stuff. I've blamed Abyssal Dead Space for.
Well, that's fair. Abyssal Dead Space is a cruel and harsh mistress, but we love her for it.
We love her for it.
Trying to down this site. Huh. Oh, a level 3 combat mission in a rupture. Ruptures, I mean, like T1 cruisers are getting to about the edge of what you should consider reasonable to do. There's so many SIGs in this place. Is there anybody here? Oh, those aren't my probes, for the record.
Oh, those are not your probes?
Those are not my probes.
Oh, and we have some beautiful Russian letters.
Ah! Well, all right. I guess we're just gonna sit right here, totally still in this place.
Oh, we have some more probes.
No, those are mine. The second set is mine.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the second set is mine. There's a lot of sites, so I'm not gonna be able to pay attention to D-scan, and I'm
on D-scan.
I'm at least gonna warp us to safe. I'm not gonna be that bad. I did. Whoa, 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 whoa. I bookmarked my entrance and exits? Nah. Not if I'm not planning on coming back through.
These. Are you finding something fun?
I mean, there's a lot of SIGs, so I found a gas site so far. So, no? So, may I... How difficult was the process of getting this okayed now to allow you guys to participate openly with normal people?
It's actually it's a really nice. It was super nice. There was actually a developer. It's like been one of those conversations forever. Like, how could we fix this? And it was like one of those problems that was tangled into so many different things, like into our like agreements, like our when you start working here, you sign an agreement, and there was like this was part of that. So there was like amendments that need to be made. But there was actually a a guy in audio and graphics who actually kind of took it on him to kind of really do the dirty work of like doing the first pass on the Bible and how he would like to see it, and that really got the ball rolling. And once it started rolling, kind of it caught a lot of wind in its sails, and people just everyone kind of doubled down to make it work, and we managed to kind of just align everyone and got this done in like few months, a couple of months, 2-3 months. And it's been super exciting. Like people are super excited for the Rome Friday, and I know a lot of like we have to get like our character that we actually have to get it vetted by internal affairs, just to make sure that our history is not there's nothing bad in our history and stuff like that.
Whoops.
And there's a lot of excitement about this here, and I know there's a lot of guys that are like bringing back kind of old characters from before they started working here and stuff like that. So that's super exciting.
That actually reminded me, like the things that you guys do, Rise, Signal, these are all amazing developers that really put a lot of work in and do a lot of good stuff. But god damn, does the art team carry CCP.
Oh my
like those
God,
guys,
I love
nobody
these guys.
cares about EVE Online more than the guys who make the art and sound and all those kinds of things. Like those guys live in this
I mean,
place.
we have super high tenure in the art team, so it's like a lot of guys that have been here like for a very long time, and they know the game so well. And I mean, I'm super privileged because I work so closely with them, and the art director answers to me, so we have like long, beautiful conversations about EVE and the future and potential paths that we can go down. And like,
Noob, what system? Hold on a second. Noob, what system? Can you link me the system for that wormhole? Oh, this is the worst idea ever. I'm super excited.
what? Fill me in.
Noob just told me that there's a gate to Thera 3 jumps from where we were in Nullsec.
Let's do it.
I want to do it. I'm gonna keep scanning for now, but as soon as I get like a word, I'm pretty sure I probed I bookmarked all the correct holes to be able to just get back that quickly. We'll find out. See, I even was like, no, we won't need it. This is why you always do it the correct way, because even when you don't think you're going to need it, you never know what's going to happen in this goddamn game.
You never know.
The one time you're like, it's fine. That'll be the time that it like punches you. Triple true with the Triglavians. They are tricksy dudes, man. They'll lull you into a false sense of security and then punish you for it.
Annihilate you. But those ships, they're
like
so beautiful. So beautiful.
Shoot, where was our last Nullsec?
Our last Nullsec?
Hold on. Where's my local? PTAC 610B. You know what? This would be an amazing wormhole to get to if I wasn't trying to get you home. Well, I still don't... Never mind, I'm not even going to make that debate. You're right enough for me to admit defeat. So is there a system next to... Yeah, it is PTAX61 or I0B.
Pew pew pew.
Correct. Under normal oh, actually, holy shit, that's right. I forgot all about this. Oh man, do I have it? Wait, where is it? Where is it? So you guys just redid the bookmarks. Oh, it's right there. So Eve Scout has now made a public list that anyone can subscribe to that are all of the gates to Thera. They monitor all of the wormholes and they update that shared location. So I just linked it in Fleet. So let's go see if we can use that to get home. That's a better idea. That's like the best idea.
Awesome.
I hadn't even thought about it. Thank you so much, Zadorgo.
Oh,
Isn't that great?
It's so great. Wow.
And once again, it's great. It's even greater because it is an effort that is done by Eve players, right?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
People took the tools that you guys gave us and they said, with our work, we are going to do something truly amazing. And they did. And they did it within like minutes. Like before, they had a whole system basically set up before it was even released because it was on Sissy, right? Jump through.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's... Wow. I'm just like nerding out here. Sorry.
Well, we'll just go look. If not, we'll just like suicide into something in a horde space.
Yeah.
I'm getting all of the wormholes that I normally want to get if I was exploring, and instead of the wormholes I normally get, which would be the wormholes I'd want to have right now, because of course I did. Right? Like, there's no other way this works.
Yeah.
You're in warp. You're landing, right?
I'm warping.
Yeah. Okay. I'm always paranoid about like not warping both people or like all my people.
I'm not warping.
Oh,
I'm
go
next to the...
Go and warp to Ash then.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't activate the wormhole. I was doing something else. I was like looking at all these amazing bookmarks you just shared
no kidding, right? So so the bookmarks are gonna get us killed. Got it. How do you subscribe to the list? Eve Scout, I think it is the in-game chat. What clone am I in? The correct one.
The only answer.
Well, actually, usually the answer is the wrong one, but you know, whatever. That's cool too.
But it's the correct wrong one then.
Jump through? Yeah, jump through. It depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
All right, so now we open this up and we sort by distance. And we say, Jesus, it's still only 20. Okay, whatever, man. At this point, let's open up our map and see if there's just like, if we can just beeline it. Is that really going to be the easiest way to do it? Because it's going to be the most funny. Oh man, we're actually, okay. Nope.
What's the damage?
Like the nearest one is like 22 jumps away. So I'm trying to figure out if there's like just a quick path to get out. Yeah, it's only... eight jumps to some kind of high sec. And sure, there's like a low sec island after that, but you know, it should work out, right? Nullsec is not my strong suit, I'll be honest with you. Veil of the Silent Tribute feels like we're getting deeper into it. So let's go ahead and set destination. Just check that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to set destination. And we're just going to haul ass.
Yeah, let's just do it.
SC Youngha, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole, which is EVE Online. Okay.
We're doing it?
Yep, let's go.
Let's do it.
That route is Camp to Hell. That is the plan.jpg.
That is the plan.
One
We
can
are gonna
only
see.
hope. Yeah, Eve-Scout. Thank you. Eve-Scout. If you join that
We
in-game
should-
chat. What's up?
Yeah, we should definitely gift a skin to the person that kills me.
Oh! Alright. So once again, that's Danny, not Ash. Just jump on contact.
So wait, has no one like picked up on where the name comes from?
That's a good question. Well, we haven't really talked about it a lot. So, Danny Madigan.
Danny Madigan. Where does Danny Madigan come from? Like this is like the 15th name I tried. Like I tried all my favorite superheroes.
Do I want the skin is the question. Which skin? Oh, because I can turn around and kill him. Got it. That is, man. I feel like I failed as an Eve player. That somebody else had to tell me that that's the correct answer. Cyberwolf, you win this round. Can't possibly be related to Ratigan, the world's greatest mouse.
Are we like completely out of sync? I think we're completely out of sync.
I'm in warp to K-Tech I? I thought I warped us both, but if not, warp to K-Tech I.
Yeah, I'm assisting behind you.
Okay. Last Action Hero?
Last Action Hero.
Is that true?
Yeah. It's
Cyber
the kid from Last Action Hero.
There you go. Cyberwolf is
Cyberwolf.
batting 1,000.
It's one of those films I'm never gonna watch. I've only seen it once. I saw it. What year does it come out? Like 90 or 92? I don't know. I saw it once. I thought it was amazing, and I'm never gonna ruin that. I'm never gonna ruin that moment.
Yeah, he said he watched it last week. That's awesome.
Honestly.
All right.
Is it still as good as it was?
Jump through.
Oh, it's terrible.
See, I was gonna go with like Mad Mardigan from like Willow. That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay.
Jumping?
Okay, I am jumping through.
I cannot wait for that transportation system to come in. I've seen it in Sissy, and whoo, is it pretty?
Yeah, it's.
I already love what you guys have done to the gates. The fact that I can visually see very clearly whether or not people are jumping in or out, and how many. Mwah, so good.
So good. I just warped to M9U.
Yeah. Dharma Punks, thank you for converting your T1 or your Twitch Prime into a T1 sub. You rock. I still need to go back through and figure out why that doesn't pop up a notification, or more importantly, how to make it pop up a notification. But super cool of you. Sure, why not? Let's show us your clades. Jump on through.
Jumping through.
Oh yeah,
Where
cool.
is
It
the
still gives
gate camp?
people. Yeah, I was promised a gate camp.
Yeah, I'm looking for the gate camp.
It's an Arnie film. What can I say? I own every movie he's ever been in. Well, okay then.
I mean, you can't hate on Arnie.
I'm glad somebody else backed me up that Willow's a great movie, though. Jump on through. Well, I've managed to hold you up at like pretty much a whole nother hour past when you wanted to. Sorry?
It's okay. That's fine. Like, my wife was not gonna wait up, and you know, it's almost Christmas, so.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
You'll have plenty of time. It'll be
Okay,
fine.
Oh.
I'm warping us. That's the reason why you're warping.
Yeah. No, I was thinking. I was hoping we were seeing some action here, but no.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. No gate camps.
Well,
No
I mean,
hate.
the gate camps are usually at the boundary. So we've got two low. We've got that boundary to go through, and then we've got that low-sec island. So we've got two really strong. Well, really, the next jump, the jump after, and the other low-sec island are going to be the risky ones.
That's where shit is gonna get real.
One could hope.
One could hope.
The power they would have.
Do it.
I am Alpaco. Thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole, HCZ Online. Not yet. Not yet. Well, the era of the bubble camp is about to be over. That's good at least.
I can feel my heart start racing.
I know. Tension. Here, I'll let you scout it through. I won't jump through. You can scout through this time. Oh, never mind. I lied about the whole bubble camp thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody here, right? But like, oh, okay. So, caught in the bubble with you. All right. So we are 126K. So this goes into the fact that the minimum warp distance is 150. So if you burn away from the gate with your prop on, and make it so that there is no bubble anymore between you and the gate, that'll be the fastest way for us to get to the gate. So, prop on, get away.
Prop on, get away.
Or just steal the Hornet EC on EC300s. Eve is full of choices.
Yeah. Burn away the gate.
The filaments need to stay totally. I will say this, and I mentioned this again to Signal, like, I understand if you might need to take away like the functionality of the filaments, but it'd be really nice if they decayed into something other than, like, they were still noteworthy as what they were, right? Not just decay into calm filaments, but, you know, become expired such that, because I know several people, including myself, that would like to, you know, maintain a collection of all 9 of them. And so they, oh boy. I mean, there's 6 in local.
6 in local?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I might accidentally warp us to 10 at the gate. Who knows?
I'm at gate. So popping through. Warping to you.
Nope, I'm still on grid with you.
Oh, you're still on grid with me?
Yep. I'm going. Oh no. Oh no. I warped to the gate at 10. Let's hope there's nobody there to punish us for this fact.
Oh. 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 Is it happening?
Hey, CCP Signal. Signal says you can just collect them again next year. Yeah, that's true. But then I'll want like that. Oh yeah. All right.
All right. This is action.
There. I mean, don't run. Oh.
Savage man, you're mine.
We're terrifying. Well, what's funny is that gate guns are gonna get us too. No, don't run. Really?
Oh, he's running away from me.
They're scared of you.
Man.
They're like, oh, you must have dev hacks. There must be a trick.
He's like, oh man, it's the boy from Last Action Hero. he was Arnie.
Run! I felt like Monty Python. It is the rabbit.
It is the rabbit.
All right. Well, in my dream, they're setting up a gate camp at the next island.
Yeah. Fruleur.
Don't you disappoint me there, Eve players. I just want to let you know that when we get into this, I'm definitely leaving you to die. Like, I'm not staying and fighting. This Astera is designed to escape and get out of there. So that's probably what's going to happen. Good luck, sir.
So
tell me how it goes.
So here's a Hodorold. I'm not sure where this name comes from, but the 0.4 system is like not even an Icelandic word. It's like a direct translation of ladylike from Icelandic.
Huh.
Or like if you do ladylike direct translation, that's frúleg. It's a nonsense word, but the 0.5 system after that, Erlendur, is actually our health director, CCP Explorer. His real name is Erlendur. So, yeah, fun fact.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Now we definitely. We need to make this like a weekly thing. No. All right, start a podcast.
Like useless EVE Online information.
I mean, people seem to like. I've always made it a point to like talk about the things that other people don't seem to think as being a big deal, because it always seems to be that people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna act like these things are cool, but secretly deep down inside you're like, wow, that's a really fun fact. I'm glad that I now know that.
And it's like really few, like it's only like few original developers that have systems named after them. Like it just happened like when they seeded the universe.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a special privilege.
You're the scout now.
I'm the scout.
Yeah.
Low security. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. How wonderfully can I die?
I lied. Yes, no, maybe?
No. There's a lot of racks here.
Oh. Wow.
There's a rack with something in it. Huh.
Oh, I'm definitely going for the corpse, though.
The corpse?
Oh, there's 2 corpses. Heck yeah.
All right.
What could possibly go wrong? I mean, if you want to, if you grab the Rex, you could, but you would go suspect, which conveniently your still weapon's yellow. So.
That's awesome. I'm definitely going suspect. Oh, thank you. Wait, no. I don't want the shitty stuff. I want the good stuff. Ah, damn you, loot all nonsense.
Oh. Although then again, I remember time before loot all, so.
Yeah.
In the before time, in the long ago. Back when even that was considered a luxurious UI that would make the game far too easy for players.
Easy. What is it?
And therefore Eve is dying.
All of this metal scraps. Die you. Oh, I have to wait for 2. I have to wait for 2.5 minutes until I can jettison. No!
Yeah, that's a thing. Dharma Pug coming in with 5 T5 subs, Nefarious Tyrannus, Immersv, Will Morrison, and Mauro Nessiman, and Bacard. Congratulations, you all get a gift sub thanks to Dharma Punk. Dharma Punk, amazing. All of you who have contributed by subbing, by gifting subs, thank you so much. It has been incredible. Congratulations on all the people that got their emotes, both holidays and ours. Let's celebrate by showing us your clades. And when we get to Nullsec, or back to HiSec, I've got 2 things I need to do for you guys. One is I need to wait, is that this gate? No, it's the other gate. Well. I need to explain the emotes, and I need to give away 3 things. So let's not forget that. Are you done here?
Me?
Yeah. Are you done stealing everything?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Like,
got it.
I can't jettison anything, so I have like
21,000 worth of ISK that I need to get out of my cargo hold.
Oh man, struck it rich.
I struck it rich.
What the WTF is a clade? That's a good question. Augustus739, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole to EVE Online. So there is a race of people known as the Triglavians, which are invading from abyssal dead space. And within the Triglavian collective, they are divided into 3 subgroups called clades. And the word clade is basically like a species, like a derivative of an individual species, like multiple, like subspecies of an individual species would be the clades of that species. So it seems to suggest a certain amount of lineage. Guardian542, thank you so much for your continued loyalty and your subscription. Let's keep it going. We've got more clades to roll out. SOC, SOCT, Concord, Thucker. I think we're safe, man.
We're safe?
I mean, I just warped to the next place by myself because we're in high sec now. So, I mean, like, we made it, dude. We're just going to have to do this again sometime. I don't know. We might have to just, like, tweet out our route next time or something like that. I don't even know.
Yeah. We have to, like, at internet or something.
Mate, you don't think Eve's getting too soft? I mean, like, Eve players are getting too soft, right? I mean, like.
I don't know. Maybe they're scared of me.
We're gonna.
Oh, we're even in, like, min-meta space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to set destination in Pamene, and
yeah,
we can wrap up anytime you want to. Now that we are,
yeah, I think I'll set my destination to my home, and you set your destination to your home.
Yeah, it has been a delight hanging out with you. Do you have any? Did you have anything that you wanted to like get out or say or talk about today? Any other objectives that we might not have gotten to?
No, I mean, I just like the goal of this was to kind of allow you to show me your game, and it's been really fantastic. Really excited, like super fun having to like play a game that I like. This is in many ways like a new game for me.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of doing like random exploration, jumping into wormholes, just kind of floating around in space and enjoying stuff. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I learned something. I lost a couple of ships, and I now understand that like you promote death of Punishers.
Yeah.
So now I'm good at that.
Yeah. I mean, you only get better, man.
You only get better, definitely.